I'm convinced we can make a good Riddler deck that can beat up on Mono White, Dredge, and Frog. All right, welcome back, Vintage Gamers Saturday afternoon challenge, where I have vowed to make a bunch more content with Quantum Riddler. This is a card that's seeing a huge amount of play in other formats. Very, very powerful card, and it is probably only seeing not as much play in Vintage because it has a huge 100 ticket plus price tag on MTGO. I was really happy with our top four the last time we played this deck, so I've taken that deck and I've added the different things we were worried about based on that performance. Things like an additional land drop, taking out some spell pierces, trying to consolidate our fun ofs into the cards that really overperformed, like White Orchid Phantom. We're going to try out the main deck Containment Priest this time, as it's a nice way to play against a very mono-white initiative, very dredge-heavy metagame, which is what Magic Online is currently. And I've made sure that I've added the answer to Archon of Absolution in the sideboard. We'll try out a Spectral Restitching. So yeah, very powerful deck. I think this deck should be very good into a mono white initiative, a dredge metagame, that kind of thing. So I think it should be very good into Lurrus Frog as well. Though I think people are slowly figuring out that lots of decks are good into Lurrus Frog if you just attack their frogs and they don't have a draw engine. So yeah, so I think this deck is actually quite good in Vintage. I think it's underplayed because of its price tag, and we'll see if that holds true here in another Vintage challenge. I'll see you in round one. Did you know subscribing here on YouTube and following on Twitch are both free ways you can support my Vintage content? All right, round one against usually a Bug gamer. Our deck should be quite good against Bug with its heavy removal base, lots of creatures, powerful blue stuff. Should be good. Though we have not gotten priority back, which means it's likely they swapped over to a Lurrus deck. Though it could just be Lurrus Kishel Skimmer after Kishel Skimmer Bug top 8'd Eternal Weekend in North America. I did record a challenge yesterday with a Nadu variant porting directly from like the mid-range deck in Legacy, but it was just such a bad off-stream video that I decided to scrap it. Very few interesting games, a lot of nonsense. I did like top 32, but that doesn't really mean anything. And when you have like a 35 player challenge that where like 6 people drop after round 1 or something. The Thursday and I guess the Thursday challenge seems like it always has a good crowd, but the Friday challenge is usually very sparse and heavily double queued. So it's kind of a bit of a nonsense challenge. For now, I'm gonna wait until our opponent comes back here, and then we'll play round 1. It's kind of a weird hand. Certainly a great anti-bizarre hand, but not the strongest Lurrus hand. Probably still keeping it, though. Like, 2 Wastelands can just easily win the game on its own, especially if I can sign, like, a Lotus or something like that. I'm probably going to lead with fetch land so that I can go for either cast Containment Priest or get Meticulous Archive, not expose our Wasteland stuff. Probably how I want to go about it. I could see like mulliganing this hand just because it's not like great against Lurrus, but when you have double Wasteland, you have double Wasteland. Not even double Wasteland, Strip Mine Wasteland. So even if they played around it, should give us some time to find our draw engines. Or even just like a doggo would go well with the Containment Priest. Speak of the devil, and it appears. I think I'm just gonna do it once. If they want to throw a counter at this, so be it. Mental misstep would be the worst outcome, but I kind of want to get the Meticulous Archive to help us like bridge into a Riddler. I guess I will regret it if they... I won't regret it very much if they force it. That's a pretty good trade for me. But if they, like, mental misstepped it, then I would be concerned. They have to, like, be wary of Spell Pierce, Luster Storm kind of things as well. Doesn't look like they expected to be getting their Black Lotus countered, and to be fair, I wouldn't either. Consign does some nice double duty in this deck where he can maybe consign the warp leaving or something. All right, so that got countered and a strip mine gets played. My opponent wants to strip mine my Meticulous Archive. I don't think I'm worried about that. Teferi. I think that's okay. If they strip mine me, obviously I'm far from the Teferi, but I think that's not that big a deal. All right. Another Wasteland. All right, so that puts me pretty far from Teferi. But I've also signaled that I don't really care about getting Wastelanded. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. If they wanted to, I feel like they should have done it on their turn. Because now I could have like another flash white creature. Obviously, I don't have Sam in this build. I chose to like kind of consolidate our cards to the ones I thought were the strongest. Even though Sam performed pretty well, it's kind of a niche card. Sam would be like such a blowout if they like wastelanded me and I Sammed in response. All right. Well, this does put me pretty far from Teferi that I did keep on top. I don't know if I expected to get double wastelanded there. But again, I'm not 100% sure that's even that bad for me. All right. I'm just going to wasteland this now. I'm just going to take the 2 life in case they have days. I guess if they have days, I get blown out no matter what, but... I mean, if they have... It's like hard to play around them having swords and days and Tundra here. Well, there's the waiting for Upkeep Wasteland to like turn on Fatal Push Revolt out of Blue Black Lurrus, but that's not like what's happening here. So I think my opponent's like considering dazing just to save the Tundra. I really don't want to do this on my turn because I don't really want to play into negation for no reason. Though I guess maybe getting my misstep negated is better than getting my Teferi negated. I don't know. I hate Wasteland. All the games that just end up like this. So much fun. I guess I shouldn't have kept this Teferi on top. That's my bad. All right, my opponent is out of lands, though. Unlucky, really. Unironically, I think they probably should. I'm also out of lands. Solitude kind of a rough draw because I'd like to have at least been a blue card to pitch to force to resolve my Teferi. I'm going to fetch that basics planes now. I think this is getting countered, but pretty sure I'm supposed to use my mana, so I probably shouldn't F6. I feel like waiting is not as good as just using my mana in case I draw another like Riddler or something that I want to play on the next turn. Well, they drew a land. can't save it from Strip Mine, but if they've got another Swords, they can get rid of the Containment Priest. Ancestral. Treasure Cruise. Yeah, I mean, this is why I wanted to draw a blue card. It's pretty good. And a Sapphire. Oh, not good for me. Probe. Just pay life. I mean, I'd rather get a redraw here than hold it for force. I'm pretty skeptical that this Containment Priest will go the distance. They're going to Spell Pierce it. Hard cast missed up. Hard cast missed up. Great. Well, I think I'm going to lose this game, unfortunately. I can't imagine they don't have any more lands after they cruise. Our best draws the dog, probably. Oh, maybe not the dog. This doesn't trigger right away. And I lost. I don't know, man. I hate Wasteland games. They're so stupid. I also just don't have a draw engine. Like, my Teferi didn't resolve, so I've drawn no cards that draw anything in 16. I guess I don't have like that many draw engines in my deck, but it's not like I have a cruise to draw to. But I did have like Spell Seekers and stuff. Things. Well, I think, unfortunately, our 2 Wastelands were not enough. Probably just have to force this. Yep, they've got another force. They've had the card advantage to do that. And now I draw the Spellseeker after I've lost my 3rd land. Very frustrating game. Like, maybe this game is fine if I had drawn a blue card instead of Solitude, so I could have countered Treasure Cruise. Like, maybe it was fine. I mean, if the Containment Priest was a Sam, it would have been a lot better because I would have gotten another Wasteland back. I'm super dead now, though. That turns off Solitude. I assume they just trade. I mean, they could just easily have Bowmasters here as their last card, right? I can't. I mean, oh, I can't even. I can't even cast that because I only have 1 land. That's crazy that I have 1 land in this game. All right, cool. I mean, that was one of the lamest games of Magic I've played in a long time. Kind of on me to not have enough draw engines in my deck, maybe, but the good news is I'm going to take out all my forces. And I'm just going to bring in... Consign's kind of bad, so maybe I'm keeping some forces in. I guess force is probably better than Mindbreak Trap. So just the bad forces come out. I mean, I did keep an action light hand, right? It was the choice that I made. Keeping an action light hand. To win that game, I had to either keep my opponent off mana for long enough or draw into action, which I did not do. I just can't imagine ever mulliganing that hand with 2 wastelands against Lurrus. Like if I mulligan, then like my opponent's double wasteland hand just like knocks me out of the game, right? I barely had enough mana to play the game. Well, we go up on extra swords here. Should be, like I said, I think this deck should be very favored against Frog. You just have so many cards that are good. But favor doesn't mean you'll always win, of course. My hand's looking like a modern gamer. Almost. Swords is the only one, right? Wasteland. Yay! God, I'm disillusioned. I really think that's like the single biggest barrier to my enjoyment of the format right now is Wasteland. Unfortunately, if I lead a Tundra here, I don't have the ability to White Orchid Phantom. If I don't lead on Tundra, I don't have the ability to White Orchid Phantom, and I kind of want that. So, like, I think I just play into another Wasteland. All right. We've successfully dodged another Wasteland, though my opponent played a fetch, so I do not get to White Orchid Phantom. Anyways, Riddler. I think I would rather just play this tapped and hold open swords plus consign plus turn. My opponent should have 0 or 1 basics in their deck because they're Esper. Usually you max out on an island. All right, this is nice because now I get to go for the Phantom on this thing. If they cast a Bowmaster, I can just kill it with a Stern Scolding. If I want to. Probably do. Oh, they're going to cast a spell instead. Brainstorm. Don't have any counters for that one. Nope. Like I said, I think I like this kind of spot. And a Sapphire. Well, it definitely makes that I don't care about. Which means I'm not getting forced. I immediately draw force. I didn't think it was worth it. I'm not actually, I don't actually have a mana denial plan. Countering a Sapphire doesn't seem like a very good use of my mana. Yep, they have no basic. Yay. I mean, I'm pretty happy with this spot. If they want to cast a frog into like into Stern Scolding here, we're really good. And then we're resolving all of our spells because we have a Vexing Bauble. It's probably gonna have to crack it. Well, I just like would rather not use it there. Ugh, Saga right after I used my Orchid Phantom. I mean, I have a Riddler. Like I can consign my own Riddler, but yeah, I have no interest in playing the Sean deck. You can go watch Sean play the Sean deck. I just don't care about that deck. If I want to play a 3-mana blue instant, I'm going to play Paradoxical Outcome. There's no way in hell I'm playing a Gifts Ungiven. Yeah, I mean, we might consign the second trigger for Constructs because Constructs will be annoying. It's possible. I think the number one thing I want to do here is be able to Stern Scolding a Frog. I don't have any like nostalgia for Mana Drain. I don't care about Mana Drain. Mana Drain's not very good Magic card if people ever play around it. I just don't care. But the good news is Sean is starting up a stream, so there'll be plenty of content for you to go watch it. Stern Scolding your Lavinia. Have to make this on tempo reasons alone here. I think it's great. I'm glad there are more people streaming. It's good for the format. Cracking the bauble. Mental misstep on my Stern Scolding. Co-stream? You want me to co-stream? Like I'll watch some free content after my round is over, but I'm not gonna just fucking just only watch Sean play Magic. Like, what are we talking about here, chat? I have to like pick what I want to do here. Maybe I just don't care about constructs. Maybe I will just go like force this. If I hit a land, then I can. I mean, I have swords. There's no reason to force this. Just let it resolve. Maybe I will be consigning constructs. Probe. If you want to watch Mana Drain Gifts Ungiven, just go watch Mana Drain Gifts Ungiven. Like, what are we doing? No one is preventing you from doing that. So if I had forced, I would have been able to draw 2 off of this Riddler. It's kind of unfortunate, isn't it? I feel like it's probably better to just do the Riddler consign stuff. Not a great draw there. I just like don't need to consign though because I just cast it for 5 next turn. So I kind of want my opponent making constructs though. I think I'm just gonna pass and just cast this thing for 5 on the next turn, and I can have force up, I guess. If my opponent's spending the turn making constructs, do I care? I just don't think I care. I guess I care if I get wastelanded. Oh, man. I just can't. I'm not allowed to have anything. Oh, look, my wasteland. Yay. Oh, boy. Okay, so where are we at? I mean, we're definitely tempoing here. We have a counterspell for a swords. We're an extra mana source away from another Riddler. Frog, just force it. I don't have any extra action, so. Another land. All right, well, that at least plays Riddler, so it's not really that bad. They might have a Swords and they're waiting for the Riddler come down. They can buy Lurrus. It's a lot of lands. A lot of Lurrus. Don't know if I'm favored from this spot. Like if they have a counterspell or a Swords. If they have none of them, then we're fine, but definitely don't want that. Brainstorm is... How does Brainstorm work with the Riddler? Does the first card draw me 2 cards if I have the Riddler in play? Do I like draw 4 and put 2 back? Cool. Looks like my opponent has Swords. That's kind of been my read, the way they paused on that last attack. So I don't actually draw 2 here if they Swords in response to the trigger. It's kind of annoying. That's pretty good, though. So if my opponent hits a land drop, they can play Frog and Lurrus. If not, they can only play Bauble and Lurrus. They're at 8 life. They hit a land drop. So they have Lurrus plus Frog. Frog can become a flyer. They're at 2 cards. Oh, I still think this is a winnable spot. All right, so if I play my land and I fetch, or I don't fetch, I can just play my land and then I can Riddler for 2 cards. Do I want to just hard cast Riddler or do I want to warp Riddler? Probably just hard cast it. Yeah, we got plenty. Yeah, we have. I added an extra Tundra, so we have 4 Tundras. We have a Plains that we can't fetch. So you're right, we have no fetchable. But I still need to play this to draw a card, so whatever, man. I put a 4th Tundra in my deck, and I'm still getting wastelanded off fetchable sources. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, man. Yep. I can't fetch anything off of this Scalding Tarn. Well, I can use it as a shuffle, so... Alright, pass. I mean, this is a lot of action, right? Like, this is our deck with full action, so... I'm hoping this is enough. But the fact that my land doesn't get anything is definitely unfortunate. I don't know. We'll see. Kind of depends. I just don't have enough mana, right? Like, I got wastelanded twice in this game. I don't have a fetchable. I only have 1 more fetchable in our deck. It's a Plains. Now there's a Bowmaster I need to contend with. Yeah. Classic. Classic. That shuffles my Tundra back into my deck. All right, so my opponent is doing all the damage to my creatures. I don't have an Ephemerate. I have a Swords, and I have a Solitude. But, like, this is just going to gain them a bunch of life. I will get to do, like, stuff on my turn with this Spellseeker. But, like, they could have Force after this. It's crazy. I just can't win, man. I'm just getting bullied. Let's see. Like, what is even good? Like, what do I even want to do? I probably just want a Swords. The Frog. And on my turn, go for Spellseeker, Ephemerate, Spellseeker, Spellseeker, Ephemerate, Solitude, Ephemerate. It's probably what I need to do. Like, I need to clear the board, right? And a land drop and a pearl. They're just gonna like go time walk after this. Losing this game sucks. It feels so bad. I feel like it's entirely because we got that we got wastelanded that one time. Because we just weren't able to play the Riddler right away. Or maybe I was just supposed to force, so I would have drawn more cards immediately. I don't know. Sure. Fair enough. I just like don't even think any of this is gonna resolve is the problem. Like I feel like they also have Force of Will after all of this. I mean, based on how they're going, Time Walk is probably what's gonna happen, right? Lavinia. Oh man. Incredible. Oh, Karak is pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, I have 3, 6, 10 mana. I can hard cast Solitude and a Spellseeker and Ephemerate. I don't really feel like leaving myself with Shepherd is very good, though. I mean, maybe what I should do is Spellseeker, Time Walk, play Felia. 1, 2, 3, Spellseeker, Time Walk, Felia. Doesn't use my Lotus. No. I'm not splashing anything. We already lose. Our blue-white deck has already lost the game to Wasteland. We're not allowed to splash anything in Vintage. Every game is just, can you get around getting wastelanded? Is it crazy to go Time Walk? I mean, my opponent, I think they twisted into misstep, Mox, land, force blue card. So, like, I don't think anything matters. I think it all does. I think nothing matters. Yeah, they have force blue card too. Yeah. Just can't go worse for me. Oh, I bounced the Lavinia to their hand, so they had the blue card to pitch. I don't know, man. It just doesn't. Nothing matters. It matters. So we just straight up die to Frog. So I have to just cast Solitude, killing Frog, and chump block the Orc army, unfortunately. I should just cast them both now, in case they have Force again next turn. What is this? Lorien reveal. If I can... My dog can kill this army on the next attack if they don't attack with everything. That's a great attack for me, because I can block here, live, bounce Lurrus, attack with dog, kill army. That's like really good for me. I mean, I'm not dead yet. Oh, okay. Oh, I die on the swing back? No. I don't die on the swing back. Swords this frog. There's just no fucking way, man. Oh, jeez. I live here because I swords this frog, I bounce this Lurrus, I attack, I kill the orc army. They can't even block. They come back for 4, I go to 1. But nah, now I'm dead. Alright. I just like did not get a better twister than my opponent. My opponent's twister was like way too good. Block and bounce, and I still die because the swords didn't resolve. Like I need a Riddler on my twister or something. I just don't have a card. Like my only card advantage engine was the Spellseeker, which got immediately forced. I mean, the Kraken draw was sick, but whatever. That is an upsetting set of Magic games. Do our best. We were just talking about different things, and obviously I was not thinking about Lavinia being pitched to force here, but if we choose not to Caracas first on the Lavinia and say they don't have a blue card to pitch to force, which kind of seems unlikely unless they drew Lorien for turn, which they might have. We could theoretically here goes Spellseeker for Ephemerate, Ephemerate Spellseeker, Spellseeker for Time Walk, then go Caracas, bounce Lavinia, probably use our Lotus to play Felia. Go to our next turn where we have Rebound Ephemerate on Spellseeker, grabbing us probably like Ancestral or Swords or Spectral Restitching or something like that. And then theoretically we could Solitude, hardcast a blocker, attack, blink it with Felia, and then still have Spectral Restitching or Ancestral or something. That's, of course, assuming the opponent has no other blue card in hand that the Lavinia Caracas bounce mattered. It's not clear that that's the case. Lavinia is just like easily the best card they can pitch to Caracas because Lavinia doesn't really matter at that point in the game. So, like, it probably doesn't help us, but it is probably better sequencing. So, all right, here we go, round 2. Just True Hero. This hand looks fine. Probably just holding this probe for counter magic. True Hero has got quite the range, but I could see a world where we double force or something. This is a pretty juicy consigned target. I can't. I don't really want to like end up in a spot where my opponent casts like a white plume or something off of this. That's definitely in their range. So I do have the force for that, but all right. So it looks like it was Jewel. So I definitely have a little bit of regrets that I cast the consign on there, but I think it's just playing around their range. Sapphire. All right. Well, this lets me strip mine this blue land and still hold open Doggo. They don't have a follow-up land, so they were hinging on the Mana Vault to make mana, which makes sense. They're just going to force my Felia pitching PO. It's fine. We'll find another creature. Pearl. Okay. I wouldn't. Oh, that would have been something. All right, hit the Ancient Tomb. Monolith. So I learned a lot about Legacy encountering these monoliths, but I don't know if it really is going to hold true in Vintage. But they do already have a key in play. I think I'm going to. It's just so bad. But the problem is, like, if their hands all payoffs, like, I'm not going to counter every payoff anyways. I'm just going to counter this. Yeah, I'll draw on their Wasteland. So now I have the question of, should I probe or should I hold it as a blue card to have another possible force? I think I'm going to hold it as a blue card. Ancient Tomb Containment Priest might be enough. There's Tolarian Academy. It's a good one. Tez. I mean, this can just get Vexing Bauble, so I have to just counter it. Or my forces will be turned off. Well, they didn't have Tolarian for the first 4 turns of the game. Looks like I'm gonna get punished. Ooh, I was gonna say looks like I'm gonna get punished for forcing the Grim Monolith. That's a good set of draws here. Not the Swords of Plowshares, obviously, but blue card Wasteland is good. I'm not sure I would play this game the same way if I was to go back, but we'll see. Our deck is certainly good against Jewel when you don't draw all of the sword stuff. Our other cards are quite good. Don't see any reason not to play that one. Let's see if there's no end-step PO. I think I am just going to plus for now. I don't think I gain a lot by bouncing right now. Monolith. Now it's the Jewel, I assume. They've been trying to get to 6 mana the whole game, and they haven't been able to because of the way I countered things. That's pretty good for me. I can just let this resolve because I can counter their next thing and steal the Jewel. Seems fine. They'd have to have a Talon Gates for me not to steal the Jewel. Maybe like a little bit on the risky side, but I don't know if I want them to metamorph a Jewel here. Just force this and then steal the Jewel. Also, they're at 2 after this attack. My opponent asked why I didn't counter the Jewel, and I told them that I want to take the Jewel. Maybe I'm just supposed to let them do another Metamorph, though. Maybe I'm supposed to take 2 Jewels. I don't really want them to have that many cards, though. I'm supposed to do that, right? Like, it's not like I have just a Force. If I had just a Force, I would just counter Jewel. But I had a Force and a Teferi and a creature, right? I don't know. It doesn't seem unreasonable to me. I mean, I think that makes sense to me. Yeah, I mean, with the Teferi, like, they can't force back, so... Wow, this is... Yeah, I think if I don't have a Teferi, I probably would not make the same play. But this is quite the deck versus Jewel. I'm looking at this, like, every card is just completely nuts. Not every card, obviously, this Containment Priests are not completely nuts, but... Yeah, I don't know. I think my play makes sense. I'm gonna take out 1 Containment Priest. Like, it's still a flash creature that, like, can bait them into Jewel attacking. Cutting basics? Like, for what? Like, what am I... Just for a Containment Priest? Cut a swords for a Containment Priest? Sure. I don't know. Last time we thought our deck was far too few lands, right? Like, way too low on lands. I mean, this is about as good as it gets without a Force. Probably supposed to keep this. If I didn't have a Stony, a Pearl, I would probably just mulligan this. But this also, like, interacts with, like, the turn 1 ring range pretty well as well. Play around Mindbreak Trap. Pretty sure I'm supposed to keep this hand. If they have a Force, they have a Force. No Force. Also, we have oh god, this is gonna be... Do we give them blue mana to kill this Saga, or... I think the answer right now is no. We want to play the dog first. I think first we want to play the dog. And then next turn we can just White Orchid their board. There's a Saga token, but again, like, we can kill the Saga token and then we can bounce the... We can kill the Saga and then bounce the token with the dog. They kept in Wormcoil Engine. They brought in Wormcoil Engine. I guess. I took out all of my swords, but... I still have a lot of answers, so... I also have, like... Dog Caracas block, I guess. I mean, I can take a hit. It just doesn't matter, right? And I can start blowing it up. I guess I can still attack with the dog. But they don't even have an island? This attacks, exile one other target creature. Yeah. I don't think I want them to make a construct regardless. I think the tomb is helpful. This Masticore? Oh, ring. Sure. I don't know. You might be right. Who knows? So I can attack and blink Phantom if I think I'm not going to die to Wormcoil. I don't know. Doesn't it all just win? I should attack, blink Phantom, kill the blue source. And then Wish Enchanter the Wormcoil, take another 6 to the face. I mean, they can't really attack with the Wormcoil or else they'll lose their tokens to Fella and Wish Enchanter and stuff. I don't know. Blink Phantom, blow up Wormcoil. That is not how that works. But I appreciate that you tried. I'm really surprised they brought in Wormcoil at all, but I do have so many counter spells that I'm actually just going to hit this workshop. So, like, if they attack here, yeah, I go to... I can just double block the lifelink one. I can just go to 6. I just go to 6. Who cares? I'm just gonna attack and blink the Death Touch one. Okay. I kind of want the damage rather than a counter. Probably just blink the Death Touch one, have them take 5, leave back the Orchid just in case something bad happens. I don't know. Whatever works. I can consign this Riddler Warp Trigger and leave that in play if the Death Touch one is gone. I'm pretty sure most things do the same thing, so... I mean, it depends on how many attacks there are, Chess. Like, it might just be 2 attacks. Who knows? Maybe they concede and there's no attacks, so now I dealt more damage. I can't think of a better matchup than Jewel. Like, it's just, we have all of the cards. Everything works, so... And Jewel can't really beat 1 Stony Silence, as seen, so you just keep the turn 1 Stony Silence. If they have the Force, they win. If they don't, they lose. I am surprised that a Wormcoil got brought in, but, I mean, when you see how much counter magic I have, it kind of still makes sense. I don't think I would leave in any swords or anything, though. I have enough stuff that it shouldn't matter. All right, here we go. Round 3, Vintage Challenge. We're up against the Gifts control deck. A really horrific matchup, probably. So we'll see what we can do. Don't want to mulligan this hand, though. So hopefully we'll just draw lands for it. Kinda. I'm timing you out. Take a breather. Gifts, I don't think it's very strong. Like, if I play flash threats and they can't cast Mana Drain, like, it's really bad. But we'll see. Like, if I just jam a Spellseeker and it gets Mana Drain, like, I'll lose. Yeah. Agreed. But I think a lot of the power of the deck is just people playing very poorly against it. So we'll give it our best shot here. I don't think our hand is particularly good, unfortunately. So we do have that problem. Force Trap, Force Island, stock up. And we didn't draw a land in either of our draws. The frog deck plays just frog plus restricted cards. I mean, if my opponent wants to stock up with force backup, they're gonna stock up with force backup, so be it. And I'm gonna force it, but so their only draw spell right now. Snow covered and basic island plays around wasteland. Very nice. This is force pitching trap. Makes sense. Like, the thing is, like, I have no more action, right? So I'm in like a huge trouble here. So like, if they find action off of this stock up, we're behind. Like, our best thing that can happen to us is we draw Mox, and then we can play Spellseeker for Ancestral. We might just never draw a third land and die. That'll be fun. Oh, this is just required if you're doing this, because you can theoretically have a world where your gifts for two basics. But like, if my opponent has a gifts here, I'm just dead because I have no action. These draws were not good for me. But I also, like, if I were to cast a 3-drop here and my opponent mana drains it, like, I lose on the spot, right? But like, the way you play around this deck is you just don't let them get a free mana drain, and you play a 2-drop to flash on their end step, that kind of thing. Fortunately, it just does not matter. We're just dead. Maybe I should just have mulliganed my hand. Well, I mean, I really wanted to pursue this game in a way that let me snap Ancestral, but maybe that was asking for too much. I would have to draw a Mox or a Force to, like, realistically be able to do that. I feel like the only way I was winning this game would be doing that. We know opponent's hand. Yeah, this makes sense to me. I mean, if their last card in hand is a fetch for Breach, it's like super bad, but they could be baiting. Don't think we're allowed to play around that. I think I just have to give them Time Walk stock up. And then just lose to that. We just have no more interaction. Like, we're just completely dead. No, we're not beating any of it because we didn't have, like, we were not on the play. We did not have the Force Supremacy. We did not resolve stock up. Well, everyone knows my list every stream, Wessel. It's not some kind of crazy talk. That's just very normal. They're gonna hold the Volk so that they don't get wastelanded. I play every challenge with my 75 available to the public. So they did have red source. It's gonna be stock up. They also probed us turn 1. This is true. But again, like, it's not a secret what deck I'm registering. Everyone knows. So I am going to go to end of combat, and then I'm going to cast Doggo. They want to mana drain this. Who cares? No one cares. Not me. Ancestral Breach, stock up, Time Walks. They still have Force, and now they have 5 other cards. I do need to draw, like, my own Force, though, because they have double basic to play around Wasteland, and I can't actually resolve a 3-drop here. To draw the Force. So now, but they probably have mana drain plus Force. But I can't really play at instant speed because I just don't have another powerful instant speed spell. So I might just be so far behind that I have to just jam. And then I'll just die. But might just have to do it. I guess if I go Snapcaster Probe, might be fine if this gets countered. Yeah, I think that's okay. I mean, they're still gonna have Force backup though, so like it doesn't actually help me. Yeah, this was probably one of our best draws though, if we didn't already know they had a Force anyways. This is Gifts, or is this Lorian? I think that's fine. Like I said, basically they just do a bunch of draw spells, and then after they have a insurmountable card advantage, that's when they win. And we kind of just fell too far behind the curve by being on the draw and the opponent having stock up with Force backup. Yeah, now like we have very little means to play around anything, so we just cast our spells and hope it works out. So they still have mana drain plus Force. Unlucky. So if I were to draw a blue card next turn, doesn't even help me. Could have played around mana drain by flickering Soul Ring. You're right. We could have done that. I was looking to flicker my Teferi, but that's probably asking for too much value. I could have flickered Soul Ring to turn off Tolarian Academy, and this might have worked out. It's a good call. I didn't see that for sure. I was kind of thinking I needed to get the Teferi plus the reset, but maybe I did not. I mean, certainly trying to get value. It's really funny, like, they buy Lurrus here, right? But you can't cast Lurrus because you have a Tropical Island, a Tolarian Academy, and double basic in play, which is really funny. No, it's just this deck. And, like, we've gotten a lot of value playing around Manager in this game, but we just, like, didn't have the right cards to capitalize on it. We got, like, some of the cards to capitalize on it, but not enough of the cards, unfortunately. Like, we really wanted, like, to get an early snap, or to get, like, a Snapcaster, get an Ancestral, and, like, be able to play more at instant speed. And this resolves. Which means I'm not going to be able to flicker it. He's not going to be able to fetch for, like, Black Source, play Lurrus, then play a Breach, because his mana is so bad. I guess we theoretically could bounce Dress Down, and we have a Teferi, but then my Teferi gets flickered and he recasts Dress Down after the end of turn and gets an additional draw card, which seems bad. I think I just cash in. I mean, cashing in a bounce doesn't even do anything for me unless I draw exactly Mental Misstep, I guess. Not really sure. Oh, I guess this gets me a fetch land. That gives me a Surveil, so that's pretty good. It's at 9 life. It's gonna be at 8 life if he fetches. I mean, if he just draws like a bunch of blanks, like it's a very winnable game. But if he just has a second breach, it's pretty bad. Found a black source. Demonic Tutor? Okay, so we lose to that. Yeah, I mean, that's not a blank. This is a Demonic Tutor for Lotus. Lotus for Lurrus. We buy Breach, but not on this turn still, unless he has another fetch. Unless he's got like a gifts or something. Should be dead though. I needed like one thing my deck doesn't have. My deck does not. Oh, he has a red source. I'm stupid. Where'd the red source come from? Did he just play it? Oh, he just played it. Okay, yeah, I'm deterministically dead here. One thing my deck doesn't have is it doesn't have like Flusterstorms and Pyroblasts and stuff. I think we almost got around that game to the point where maybe even the mistake of not attacking to turn off Mana Drain could have saved us. It would really depend on what we drew, obviously, but absolutely possible. The problem here is going to be green is just for Ancient Grudge. Just Ancient Grudge splash. But it really messed up his mana there. The problem here is going to be I am so boarded for creatures that I don't even know if I have enough cards. Maybe I do just play Ley Lines. Interesting. Does turn off his gifts engine, basically. It's that or Stony Silences, right? Which is better? Stony's probably better. It's pretty close. They're both kind of bad. They're both pretty bad. Might be Stonies, though. I don't know if this Spectral Restitching is going to do enough, but I'll try this as the 6th card. Let's give it a chance. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Like I said, we were extremely unfavored pre-board because we had these 6 dead cards. And it's not getting like that much better post-board because I don't think like most of these cards, like even if it was Stony or Leyline, I don't think they're that good. They're okay. They do something, but not a huge amount. All right, on the play. Let's see if we can have a hand that has a little bit more action. That's true. We didn't, but we did draw like double Fayella, that kind of thing. This hand looks reasonable. So let's go get another Tundra and cast Ancestral. I actually think even though my opponent has double basic, these White Orchid Phantoms should do some work against their mana base. We'll see. No, we drew 4 Strip Mine. Don't hate that. Doubled Mox hand. Fetch. Stock up turn 1. Am I supposed to force this? I think so. Force back. So my opponent had turn 1 stock up, force back up again. Or I guess maybe last turn it was turn 2 stock up, force back up. Either way, they're going to have to draw another force, or the Stony will resolve and really hamper their mana. And then we do have a Strip Mine follow-up, so... Alright, the Moxes are off. And we don't have to play into Mana Drain, because we have Strip Mine. Alright, I'm going to just play a Doggo end of turn. Oh, maybe I should just play a Doggo on their turn before they can have a mana. This negation's pretty bad at the moment, but... Tolarian, classic. Now, it's really tough for me to resolve an Orchid through a drain here. Unless I draw a Wasteland. Or are they just going to cast a stock up again? Or Demonic Tutor Ancestral. Ah, man, I really wish I had another blue card. Really wish I had another blue card. It'd be really good to hit this here with negation. They'd be really far behind. All right, well, if this resolves, it's certainly good for me. Because I get both of their lands. They only get one island off of it. If it doesn't resolve, they did hit the force off of the Ancestral. That is not good. It is really bad, actually. If I had a blue card for negation on Ancestral there, the game was over. But this deck is a little light on blue cards, so... We have a backup Phantom, but I'm pretty worried about getting negated or drained on the way back down. We don't really have a lot of luxury in that spot. Don't have another Wasteland or anything. I mean, I think the best outcome for us if we get forced here is that opponent untaps and plays a stock up that gets negated. I feel like that's the best outcome. The fact that they had the Tolarian Academy to offset the fact that they Stony Silence their 2 Moxen was really bad for us. Force pitching, stock up. All right. I guess there's no reason not to flicker Stony except for Lorien, which they probably would have already done. So I think I'll flicker Stony. Get the extra damage. All right, and they're going to pass the turn. See, now we're in a huge problem because we're just too far behind on mana, even though we Stony Silence our opponent. And Strip Mine them. And this negation is not a force of will. I'm pretty scared from this spot. Pretty sure we have to just jam Phantom. Pretty sure we have the jam Phantom. We really needed this blue card for that Ancestral. That's kind of what it came down to. Classic Black Lotus for my Stony Silence. I guess I'm going to put it in play in case... Whatever. I think so. With Lurrus? I don't know about Lurrus. Because Quantum Riddler and Solitude are kind of like the linchpin cards. I think I have to jam this into a mana drain. I have negation covering drain plus spell on their turn anyways, so I think I just have to play this. I'm just too far behind now. I think flickering Stony to protect with Fawn would not be a good play. Yeah, I saw that line. I don't think it's very good. If my opponent drains, they drain. I think it's okay because we have at least have negation on their turn for whatever their payoff is. So I don't think it's a huge deal. That I mean, we did just lose our entire game plan because opponent resolved Ancestral Stock Up and had multiple forces and stuff. My opponent only has 3 cards left here. They are draining for 2. They could buy and play Lurrus, but Lurrus is going to be outsized, but I won't be able to attack as easily. So it's a little weird. Also, like, flickering out my Stony would give them the ability to play Drain and Gifts in the same turn, which would be a little awkward as well. I'm only playing 3 dogs because of the legendary, but I still seem to draw too many dogs. Not because there's not much removal in the format. I mean, not that there's not much removal, but there still is a low amount of removal compared to other formats, is I guess what I should say. All right, well, we'll see if I can even counter whatever they pay off with here. Unfortunately, we're pretty far behind. I think, yeah, I really think if we had a blue card instead of dog for this Demonic Tutor / Ancestral, that was the tipping point. Did I keep a 7 or a 6? I think I had 2 dogs in my opener, right? Or if it was Force of Will instead of Negation. True. That's a little hard to ask for. A blue card's a pretty easy ask. We technically brought in some blue cards, right? I'm not exactly sure what this... Oh, they just bought Lurrus. Okay. That's probably the least bad thing that could happen off of this. It does currently be annoying, but doesn't do a whole lot. Might be good to draw like Containment Priest. Fetch. Alright, I'm gonna cast this Brainstorm with the land drop in play, I think. See if I can't find something better. Hey, those are better. Probably want to leave this land on top. I already played a land this turn. So if I attack this turn, they go to 6, and then they go back to 9. I should just attack every turn still, right? Because I'm big. And then we need to decide if we want to keep the land on top to go like Spellseeker Ancestral maybe. Or Spellseeker Ephemerate. Four cards left in my opponent's hand. I feel like we do want the land. I don't know. Do we want the land? Like if they hard cast a force on our Spellseeker, are we countering that back? Probably. If they mana drain it, are we countering that back? Probably not. What cards do we want to draw from this spot? Kind of want to draw like Containment Priest, which is kind of weird, but I almost don't want to draw another land. Like, we really don't want this land drop if we get our Spellseeker countered, right? I'm gonna probably play a Meticulous Archive. Witch Enchanter. Don't want that card. Alright. Random card. Spectral Restitching. It feels like a pretty dangerous play to make. But I guess it's not like the end of the world. I'm gonna cast this Spellseeker and see what happens. It's kind of a fun idea because it is lethal. They could have Flusterstorm. We've seen one Flusterstorm. They have a second one. They could have Pyroblast. It comes back end step anyways. It might be correct. It's also a blue card for force. I don't really hate it. What's happening? Did they mean to... Oh, they're going to... Wow. Does that mean they saw the line? It must mean they saw the line, right? I'm gonna grab a blue card. Now what's happening? Oh. I see. So they wanted to... see. This is fine. I'm just gonna negate this, or force this. And then I'm gonna get a Time Walk anyways. And then I'm gonna attack. I'm gonna flicker the Spellseeker. I'll find a different blue card. Oh wait, this will be a 6/6, right? So I don't even need to find... yeah, I do, because I still want to be able to attack through the blocking Fayella, or blocking Lurrus. So I just another blue card here. I guess Mental Misstep covers the most things. Okay. Oh, you're right. So I don't need to have Time Walk saved. But then what would I even get anyways? Not sure. This gets 3 mana, Ancestral Chain. Oh, it's Chain into Win. Okay, so I don't need blocking, so I can keep Mental Misstep. This Stony has been quite good. This Mental Misstep is actually great. This was a really cool sequence. This was a really, really cool sequence of things that happened there. But I actually am good here because I have negation blue card and misstep covering chain and ancestral. It might be enough to win if this gets countered. I'm not 100% sure. And Phaela just got big and won anyways. Cool sequence. That was a really cool game. Glad we got to that point. I think I want to keep these stony silences and not ley lines. They're just like not that good though. They're gonna have double chain. I mean, ley line's not very good either. At least I can cast stony silence. Yeah, I'm just gonna resubmit like this. Seems fine. This is just a tough match. I think we are unfortunately in a unfavorable spot. We keep drawing ancestral hands. That might help. This is almost exactly the same hand as our last hand, right? This might be exactly the same. Besides, maybe 6 out of 7. It's a good draw. I think I'm going to look to cast in their end of combat. Yeah, I don't think it gets that much better than this. I don't expect to resolve an ancestral in this game on the draw with no fast mana. Is this Fluster? Fluster is really rough. Fluster is definitely one of the worst outcomes. I think they only have 1 Fluster or 2 Flusters in their 75. So if I do it end of combat, it means if they mana drain me and resolve, they get the mana in their second main. Whereas if I do it end of turn, it means they get their mana in their first main of their next turn. This is why I think people are probably playing against mana drain wrong. You need to look to minimize the damage of a resolved mana drain. So if I have an opponent mana drain there and resolved it somehow, say with force backup plus mana drain, then they would just get a random 1 mana next in their second main, and then it would go away. So I think I don't have a good phantom target here. So I still, so there's a couple of reasons why I didn't want to go in upkeep, because I didn't want to play directly. Like, I want to give them the opportunity to like tap their mana, do this, do that. I'm actually okay with them mana draining the ancestral, because none of the ways are going to play around like Flusterstorm Pyroblast. I actually kind of just want them to invest as much mana as possible, kind of deal. That makes sense. I'm gonna just try to resolve Stony to start here. I don't think I would fight over this Stony. All right, they don't have a third land, so now we're definitely playing. Ooh, really wish. I mean, I could hit this. No, I'm just supposed to play for my dog. I think this is again another end of combat. It's like a little bad in this spot, but oh, now I have a Caracas up. So I think here we White Orchid Phantom the Tarn, and that way they're forced to go get Island. Again, they have Mana Drain in their deck. Are they going to Mana Drain my White Orchid? Maybe I'm just not supposed to play the White Orchid at all then. Maybe I wasn't supposed to play the White Orchid again. Because now I kind of have to force whatever they drain, play off drain, which is kind of shit. I'm not happy about that. Maybe I think I just needed to not play anything that turn and just let them keep tapping out. I just like got distracted by chat telling them about how to play around Mana Drain and then didn't play around Mana Drain. Okay. I think if I just like make it so they can't use their mana every single turn for the whole game, they just lose on the spot. So it's kind of my own fault. Been holding that the whole game, so let's see if they have a force backup. Yeah, they had force backup anyways. So now they have 7 cards. I think we lose this game now, sadly. They have to draw pretty badly off of this for it to go well for me. They drew no lands off their Ancestral, or they're choosing to hide a land. Shit. Wait, I can still attack. I need to play this Containment Priest before this trigger happened. I lost the damage. Because I don't want to let them use this Lotus. I fucked up. I should have just blinked my... Oh, wait. Is blinking my Containment Priest doesn't kill it, right? Whatever. If I draw Riddler, I'm going to want to have a Wasteland already in play, so just play this Wasteland out. Well, the dog should have gotten an extra counter there, but I messed up. I also just missed my timing window again. I guess I'm going to hold it now. I'm so bad at this game. It's crazy. Also, I have not drawn very many Quantum Riddlers, which would be quite good in this matchup. I'm not going to make the same mistake as last time where I just randomly play into a Mana Drain where I don't have to. I lost like so much damage though. I lost a crazy amount of damage. Brainstorm, sure. I might lose this game because of how badly I played this section. I mean, obviously I also drew too many lands, but I played this section so poorly. Wow, they brainstormed and missed and locked themselves. All right, I think that means they're dead. It's fine if they want to force this. I don't mind. I am having a hard time finding my my Quantum Riddlers. This is a draw step, Lorien revealed, or not sure what that was. If I had resolved my Containment Priest the time I was supposed to resolve my Containment Priest, the game would already be over. It looks like I'm going to draw the right cards to get out of it, so it doesn't really matter. But I feel like I actually drew not very well here. But my opponent just drew horrendously. My opponent resolved like Ancestral Brainstorm and has 2 lands in play still. What is this? End step, Brains freeze themselves. You got it. I think we got really lucky. I believe we got extremely lucky here in the way that my opponent got extremely unlucky. So I'm not really thrilled about this win. Oh, they drew a land. Don't know exactly what that means. They could have, like, chain... Hey, look, a Riddler. Oh, I didn't wasteland them. I'm just not playing well. I'm just like, I'm so out of it. It's crazy. I mean, I could lose this game. Could happen. I should have wastelanded, man. I just so checked out. So bad. Long goodbye on my guy. Return it to my hand. Warp this. No, I should just resolve this now. I got Mind Break Trap now. That's only my second spell, right? It's only my second spell. Force down to 1. All right, well, I can't force back here because of Mind Break Trap, I think. I'll just get back a lethal attacker at some point here. I guess I can get my mana drained. I played that so badly. I just checked out. I could never lose that if I just wastelanded on their turn. I was just so checked out. Oh. Oh. Whatever, man. It was really bad. All right, here we go. Round 4. I've been playing terribly, so hopefully I can clean it up a little bit here. I have another very good Ancestral hand, but my opponent is on mono white. If they have a Chancellor, this hand is actually not very good, and they have a Chancellor. God bless. I'm on the play. This hand is great against a Chancellor, but nope, I lost the die roll, so I get Chancellored here, and I mean, I could maybe run a Force into a Chancellor and counter their first spell, and then try to rebuild with Ancestral, and I might do that, to be perfectly honest. It depends on like exactly what their 7-carder looks like. Like if they're going Mana Crypt or Lotus, then maybe. Our deck runs like 4 Solitude, 2 Swords, so this is a good way of getting out of it. All right, 1 Chancellor. Let's see what they got. Pearl. I don't think I'm willing to go in on Pearl. Like, if it was just Force, I'd go in on Pearl, but with I have to, you know, to put 4 cards in, it's just too much. If this is all of it and no Cavern, I'll probably do it. But if there's a Cavern, then I just die. It's fine. I think at this point, after the Ruby, I'm like priced into letting it all happen to the most extent it can be. All right, cool. Strip mine. What? I think this just resolves. I think that's just fine. Like, yeah, they've got a strip mine, but if I counter, I mean, I really do need to counter a thing on the next turn, unfortunately. But I guess that's not even that true. I mean, this is an 8-turn clock. 7-turn clock, I should say. Sorry. All right. Well, they have no mana, so I just need to beat a 3/3 flyer. We could have just forced once to break the Chancellor. And we might have been supposed to do that. But I feel like I don't actually want to do that, because if I, like, play fetch land and do nothing, and they do nothing, and then I play land and pass, like, is that even bad? Like, I could just break it later and it's not even bad? I don't know. I'm not sure. I could have. I definitely could have. I just kind of thought I didn't want to. Looks like opponent's double queuing. Like, I kind of want to be able to force things later in the game is what I'm trying to say. I think a mock straw would be kind of cool, just to, like, throw that away. I would say that this deck should be beating mono white. Yeah, you have lots of removal, and you have also fail a containment priest combo, and you're not really hampered by the things they're doing too much. But you can lose. Like, it's still mono white. Like, if this wasn't a Clarion Conqueror and it was an Archon of Emeria, be a lot better, right? I, though, wish people would play one match of Magic at the same time. Oh, that's kind of interesting. I think I'm just going to... Can I afford to take a whole turn? I don't think I want to. I was thinking about just, like, getting rid of the strip mine with my wasteland, but I think spending a whole turn doing that is less good. Also, if, like, they play, like, a Witch Enchanter land on this next turn, it's a lot better to wasteland that. I don't know. And we won't know for several more minutes when our opponent comes back to our match. We don't have, like, infinite time. I do need to stress that we don't have infinite time, but we have a lot of time. All right. Now what? Ancient Tomb. I mean, as long as we don't get caverned. Like, Wasteland's also a land that they can't, like, just go ahead and strip mine if they hit a land. Like, I can hold open all my spells and not have to, like, Ancestral on my turn if they were to Wasteland my Tundra kind of thing. So that's another upside of it. I kind of want to just throw this Lotus into the Chancellor trigger. I don't plan to free it until I'm winning anyways, right? One thing I need to remember is that I can't actually Teferi bounce this. That is a thing I can't do. Because then I just get my Wasteland wastelanded. And I think that's worse. I pay for it, and I get my Wasteland wastelanded. It might be worse. I don't know. Could go either way. I guess it's, like, not that bad for me if this gets countered. Or if this gets wastelanded. I do have to kill the Conqueror eventually. It's a true statement. I don't know. I think there's some reasonable merit for either. think the worst possible thing that can happen to me is Cavern Initiative creature. I guess I still have Consign for the initiative, but it's still really bad for me. All right, I'll try it. I'm like not convinced that this is better, but I'm willing to give it a try. It does let me play Ancestral and Forces this turn, which is kind of nice. Though I could do that anyways, but those leave a Lotus, so they have one card. They could easily have an initiative creature in hand and then rip a Cavern. That would be the worst case scenario. Plains is not too bad though. We can actually free them from Moxen now and not worry about it, so it's kind of nice to have the Lotus in that sense. Second Clarion. I think I will counter a second one. Well, I guess at first I can just Ancestral. Let's just Ancestral first. I might be pitching this to Fairy, depending on if I draw swords or not. Might just be pitching it in general, because I don't have multiple blue and white mana. But I do think I'm countering this regardless, because I think a second creature is just not what I want to see here. And also, this mana doesn't really matter anymore, because they don't have any cards in hand. And they have the mana to pay anyways. So let's cast Ancestral and see what happens. There's a Swords, and there are no more lands, which... This is very dangerous. I would never do this, because what if I have Daze here? I Daze your Clarion Conqueror and save my Tundra? That's crazy. I'm just gonna pitch this Consign to Memory. Opponent wanted to F6, I think. Solitude. I have Snap Ancestral coming at some point. I think I want to just... Oh, actually, if I Swords now, then I can Snap Ancestral. And I don't have enough to walk, but... I don't need to walk because there's not actually an initiative. Alright, I think I will free my opponent here. And I will cast... Snap. Ancestral. Draw 3. Wait. I did technically hit a land on that one, so... I kind of wanted to... whatever, man. Yeah, maybe, probably. It doesn't matter. You're probably right, though. I don't know what I was trying to do. I could let this resolve and then Solitude it and take the initiative and get all... Yeah, sure. I'd love the initiative. Thank you for asking, opponent. I think you can take most choices in this game from that spot and win, so... Alright, I will Solitude, pitching, Containment Priest, and exile your thing. I will attack and take the initiative, and then I'll Time Walk. Well, I chose this deck because I thought I had a good mono white matchup, so... And then I'll... I don't know, I guess I'll Forge, why not? Make a big Snapcaster Mage, that's fun. And then I'll play this, and Spellseeker, and get Ephemerate, and cast Ephemerate, and go get Sword. Oh, come back, opponent! Come back! Come back! I didn't even have to use that other force. We would have been fine forcing the first Clarion Conquer. Anyways, classic mono white initiative gaming. I'm gonna bring in 2 additional Swords to Plowshares, which seems quite good here. Maybe a trap on the draw. We're doing okay. I've been playing pretty badly, and we're winning anyways. So, I think I'm just gonna take these consigns on the draw out, and then this probe is pretty bad. Like that. I mean, sometimes your opponent never makes a single play after turn 1, and then sometimes they run all over you. Mono white is really preying on, you know, average vintage decks, not fringe vintage decks. Vintage decks like can really fold to what mono white is doing, but you can build different decks. Crazy thought, chat. You actually can change your deck to beat the other decks that people are playing. I know it's a really weird concept. No one's ever thought of it before, but you don't have to just play the stock list of every deck. All right, so if my opponent doesn't play another creature, then what I can do is end of turn Felia, untap, containment. Well, I have a swords now, so I can probably go for the Felia, containment priest, abyss lock. So let's try that. Because I have these swords, it means I can do it. I can remove a blocker and then do the lock. Wow, they didn't even go forge. They went lost well. I guess it's a little weak to like a swords of their own, but top. If they only have 1 creature, then it's fine. 2 creatures. Oh. Hard cast Witch Enchanter. So now I'll just have to swords both creatures. It's kind of unfortunate. Because they'll have two untapped to block, which would be bad. I think I'm just going to get a Tundra. I can blink their Chrome Mox as well. Yeah, because we have double swords, it's totally fine. We'll get island. And it's gonna be hard for them to play more than 1 creature a turn anyways. So next turn we should be able to establish the lock, hopefully. The lock being if I exile a card with this creature and I have a containment priest in play, when it comes back in, it gets exiled. Oh, that will unfortunately make it so I can't play my containment priest. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't. I can blink it out, and then I can play my containment priest after, and then it goes away. Also, they imprinted on this Chrome Mox, which is quite wild. Okay, my opponent is still dead. Oh, they named negation and then swords my dog. Unlucky. Dog down. All right. I will go down the Lost Well. That was quite good. So that was a good reason to pitch your Enchanter to the Chrome Mox to get the mana to cast swords after. Ephemerate. Witch Enchanter. I kind of think I just want to get rid of both of them. Like, obviously, I could play Containment Priest and then ephemerate it to buy a turn, but I don't think that's very good. I think I'd rather just like try to find something that actually does something. Because I can't target their creature, so... Oh my god, chess. Read the card first before saying things in chat. Please, please. Please, please, please. I'm gonna bottom both of these. Oh, hey, look. A dog. Hmm. Should I just brainstorm? Because I have to take a hit here, or play doggo, block, and redo, but that's not very good. I mean, I could just do it anyways. Like, I could just play like the fog, assuming they draw nothing. It just doesn't advance my game plan. I guess it does, because I get to go down the Undercity. Might be worth it. Feels a little greedy, but... It's unfortunate that I can't negate a Swords to Plowshares. They just gave up. Well, I don't want them to take the I don't want them to take the initiative, so I'll just block and bounce my Phala. I'll get Stash. Will give me an extra mana next turn. If I hit a land, I can brainstorm. Like, if they have another creature here, it's like pretty bad for me. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we can, assuming nothing happens. I don't know. I think this is like less dangerous, is how I would see it. They're not here to play Magic. They're here to get free wins on mono white initiative. If they have to play any Magic, they're out of here. I don't know. Whatever. Choices, things, stuff. All right, chat. Welcome to round 5. 3-1 versus Summer Troll usually on a Lurrus deck of some kind. I am on the play, and my opponent has a cat. I've got a dog. I will keep. I'm gonna hold the land so I could theoretically surveil with it, maybe. Jet. I would imagine we're pretty bad against PO, which is what I expect to see from the opponent. Doggo. Classic. Doggo's in there. Negation. I'll attack. I'm not going to free my Mox in here. Though I technically could. I have another dog. Just going to go time walking, seeing as I drew another negation. I'd love to see a Riddler or a Knight of the White Orchid, maybe. Wish I had a Force of Will, not a negation, but opponent only has Forces of Will here. I don't think they had a Force of Will. That is so unfortunate for me, but I got Flame of Venor, I guess. If they didn't have a Force there, we were flickering our Warped Riddler, and we would probably win the game on the spot, so... Trainer... Ah, man, that Force of Will was really good there. We were almost able to do our actual good play. And once again, we've got double doggo, where we don't really want double doggo. Mental misstep from the opponent. Force of negation is no force of will. Alright, get in there, doggo. Hopefully you can deal me 20 damage. Because I'm falling behind. Surveil Lotus. Bin. I need a Riddler, probably. I mean, I at least got a Flame of Anora out of their hand. It's a pretty good trade. They can buy Lurrus, and that would be pretty good against this board. Oh, they're gonna pass. Maybe they have Flame. I'll flicker their jet. Okay. I think I'm gonna just pass then with everything up. Surveil land or Volk? Do they have second flame? I know they have misstep for this brainstorm. They have second flame, huh? That's crazy good here. I'm gonna cast this. It's highly. They have second force? All right, I guess they have second force. Kind of brutal. Would they pitch? Sink. All right. They either PO or buy Lurrus. Really? I guess they could hardcast a Lorien as well. Yep. I'll negate that. I know they have last card Lurrus and misstep. Last card misstep, Lurrus in zone. Solitude. I'm not even sure I'm supposed to block the trainer, because that would be bad. They just replay the thing later. They pitched a Sink into Stupor to force number 2. Well, now they can play Lurrus. And they will. So I am going to play my dog. And then if I draw a white card, it doesn't really help, but something. I think I'd rather play my dog than... If I draw like a Containment Priest, it's pretty sick. Quantum Riddler is quite good here. It's so good here. It's actually nuts how good that is here. It's actually crazy. Draw 2, attack, blink it. One PO still kills me though. Wow, I didn't actually get Will he trade Lurrus for it? I might be dead here to just PO off the top. I only draw 1 here. I might just die. PO off the top kills me. Stock up probably kills me. It's quite bad. I am actually covered from Thunder Trap Trainer trigger. Demonic Tutor PO. I lose. My opponent's so good. Demonic Tutor off Moxjet, man. Like, come on, be serious. What's the point of Riddler Value Town if my opponent just PO kills me every time? So sad. That is quite unfortunate. I just need them to miss a little bit of missing. Just a little bit of missing. I guess what I could have done there is I could have attacked, exiled Lurrus, and then when Riddler leaves and Lurrus comes back, I could have consigned both, but then they would have misstepped. It would have been really bad. Yep, just resolves. Sadly, they ripped the DT and I had 6 mana. Not great. Not great. I don't think I'm countering any Moxen. I think I'm just supposed to counter Trainer Trigger. I guess I could have countered the blue Moxen. Countering blue Moxen might have been better. I have to replicate no matter what, though. Probably have to counter that. I think I'm dead. I'm getting Flusterstormed? Sure. Oh, I wasn't beating that. So they still have misstep trainers. That means they have land PO as their 2 of their remaining 3 cards. I feel like the only way you would do this if you had land PO is 2 of your remaining 3. Hey. Maybe I should have just countered Sapphire then. I mean, it wouldn't have helped me. They would still PO. Man, losing this game is so sad. It's so sad. They were completely out of gas. And then they cast DT off of Jet. Average PO outing. Not much we can do. Are they just gonna kick a trainer, or do they have a 3rd PO? Okay. I mean, it means we're probably getting a turn, but I doubt it's enough. Of course, the deck is built to have a lot of good hits, but like you also have a lot of bad hits, right? Like all of your lands and all of your Moxen are all bad hits. But yeah, of course, the deck is built to have good hits. They just like had gone through a lot. Like Force is still bad hit too. It's probably about 50-50. They took Time Walk, so they have to hit Lotus or Mox plus Opal or 2 Opals. Ah, yeah, Mana Crypt. Okay, so now they Time Walk and we die. Cool. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. I think we played this game pretty well. I think we put ourselves in a position to win. We just needed an opponent to not hit a PO right away, and they hit a PO right away. Like, we get to untap, strip mine them, solitude their trainer so they don't have that rebuy. I think we're in a pretty good spot if they miss on that turn. And then we're a couple attacks away from winning. Oh, they hit a PO off that. I'm going to bring in Stonies. I'm going to take out every removal spell. I'm going to bring in Trap. And I'm going to bring in... I don't really like more consigns. I'll try this Spectral thingy. Let's check out their list. So we saw Demonic, so they're not on a Justin list. But that doesn't mean they're not on Chain. They are on Chain. So they're on a Breach. Oh, this is a different list, though, because this doesn't even have Demonic. Oh, my God. There's 3 of the same thing. It's probably just 1 Chain, 1 Sync as answers to Stony. And then you don't have to beat Stony. You can just play through it as well. But we don't know if they're on 4th or Breach because I didn't play through it, but I didn't really feel like playing through it. It also doesn't change anything that I do, so. I think, yeah, I feel like we were in a good spot and we just needed to dodge a super payoff. Like we even had a trainer covered because if they drew trainer, we had consigns. So it kind of had to be PO or stock up. Kind of feels a lot like that first round loss to Frog, where we like had it and then we just got combo killed. I don't know if this is a very convincing hand, but I also don't know how we could really afford to put it back. Thanks, CRK. I really don't want to play this hand out. I think it's bad. Like if it had a... I'm just gonna mulligan this hand. I just don't think this is... This looks like a little bit better. Don't think I'm allowed to keep this Ephemerate. It's enticing, but Underground Sea. No Moxen. Archive. Consign? Probably not. Caracas. White Orchid Phantom. How does that make you feel, opponent? How does White Orchid Phantom make you feel? Is there an island in your deck? Force of Will on the White Orchid Phantom. It's dead. And Ancestral Recall. I just can't win. All I do is have negations in my hand as my opponent casts the best spells of all time on my turn. I just die. Is it my fault, chat? Is it my fault? I might just negate this so I can theoretically draw 2 cards off my warp. Just want to draw 2. 2 mana, draw 2. Pretty broken. I don't have enough mana, really, to make plays happen here. I don't feel good about our spot. Not after they kept on top. Demonic? What are you demonic for when you don't even have Ancestral because you've already used it? Ah, Black Lotus. Reasonable. What does one buy when they have it all? Not hitting a land drop here is not great. Probably still just have to go Spellseeker Ancestral. I'm not feeling good about this one. That Force of Will Ancestral opener. Too strong. We had a lot of Force of Will Ancestral openers, to be fair, so don't think we get to complain very much. We've drawn quite well today at certain times. Don't know what I can do to make a comeback in this game. What, did I negate a bobble? Yeah, I still think I would do that again. Yeah, we probably can find some. We can find some complaint equity somewhere, yeah. True. I like the way you think. I don't even know if that's like good enough. Oh, they're gonna cast 4th for a ton. Looks like it's just 4th for a ton, or holding open Pyroblast to cast something else that's good. Oh. But we're just deterministically dead to Breach because they have DT. Sure. I mean, whatever works. Yeah, we're just deterministically dead because they have DT. Man, these DTs have been unbelievable. So strong. I mean, this game is won off of Force of Will hitting Orchid Phantom, because if if my opponent doesn't force the Orchid Phantom, then they don't have a black source and they can't play the game. That's crazy. All right, yeah, sure, whatever. Nothing I can do here. Nothing I can do here. Those were kind of just brutal high rolls, I think. Don't know. I would say that that's got to be our bad matchup because they draw just as well as we do, if not better, as the Lurrus PO deck. And then you have all kinds of oops, I win, and you play good cards. I kind of feel that's to be expected. All right, here we go. Sixth and final round of this vintage challenge. We are up against Chess Knights, who's always doing some brewing. Looks like Chess is a companion. It's a Lurrus companion. Hard time putting back a counter land strip mine heavy hand, so I think I will expose my Tundra. Maybe a little greedy, but I think I'd like to be able to consign. Okay, this is... All right, well, I think we're going to consign your Black Lotus. And then try to play Mana Denial. Am I getting Spell Pierced? Is Chestnut just playing blue-black Lurrus? Flusterstorm. Is he playing Doomsday? God, if I consign here and he goes Lotus Doomsday, I think he'll build a pile that beats Wasteland. No, that's an Emerald. All right, I got no idea what's going on. All I know is I don't have a blue card for my force anymore, so I hope I don't die. I have no idea what's happening. Just triple Mox. That's not good. Frog. Frog is fine. Frog Brainstorm. I think I'm probably supposed to respond to Brainstorm. All right. Brainstorm resolves. My hand sucks. I'll tell you that much. I will tell you with certainty that my hand is not good. All right. Wasteland me. All right. And Time Walk. All right. Well, it's a good thing I swords the frog. Fetch land afterwards by Lurrus. Uh-oh. I hope I draw a blue card or a white card. There's a white card. I'm still going to strip mine. I mean, he gets the Lotus back. If he plays a Lurrus. Bayou! Alright. Don't think I'm solituding it. I think I just Caracas it. What is this? Last card collector. Last card collector? Oof! Resolves. In fact, it's never resolved harder in the entirety of existence. All right. Caracas, bounce your Lurrus. Because I'm not killing this oof. My Wasteland. Let me get this dog in play first. Playing Yorion means you're playing a bunch of extra... Jesus! Chess? Playing Yorion means you're playing 20 extra cards, which means you're so much less likely to see the cards you want to play. I mean, I'm going to just strip mine the Underground Sea almost surely. Hopefully I'll just draw a blue card. Like, come on. I could play dog block here. I don't really want to, though. Especially if I draw, like, Containment Priest or something. Tundra. All right, well, I will strip your basic blue mana. And I'll attack. And I'll flicker your jet for fun. Just another land. I sure hope it's not Ancestral, then. My opponent has all lands. They got all mana. It's no good. Blue card? I am in trouble. Are there blue cards in my deck? Anyone know? All right. I assume I'm getting Ancestral, right? Maybe not. Maybe he got... I don't know what else he would tutor for. Kept the card on top. Can't be good for me. Maybe it's another land. Yeah, maybe he tutored for a land. It's definitely possible. Negation. That is at least a blue card. But he kept a card on top there, so... We're just attacking with 2/2s, like Garfield intended. 2 mana 2/2s for everybody. Grizzly bears across the board. All right, hit the third land. This is not the third land. This is the 8 millionth land. But Lurrus can come back now. I still have a Caracas, though. No Lurrus. Great. Wonderful. Teferi. Okay, I am going to cast Teferi. It's getting forced. So force pitching Fluster. Last card is Lurrus. I force back. I bounce this oof. Then I flicker my Teferi. Yeah. Force back. Teferi in play. Bounce this oof. Cataxian Probe is a free draw for land. Consign. Attack. Flicker Teferi. And then Teferi comes back. Can't stop Lurrus Lotus. Oh, my opponent is off it. Fair. All right, so my opponent is Bug Lurrus, but I'm sure there's other things that are fun in here because it wouldn't be a Chess Knight deck if it was just Bug Lurrus. But we did do the value thing. That was a weird game because everyone had so many mana. I will bring in Swords. And maybe this Spectral Restitching. And maybe Stern Scolding and just take out forces. Though I might take out 2 forces and leave 2 forces. Oh, wait, there's negations. I'll take out negations. Yeah, let's just do that. We have not cast Spectral Restitching. It was mostly there, so I had a theoretical answer to an Archon of Absolution that I could tutor for off of Spellseeker. And that hand has no mana. This hand has mana, but it's not particularly good. I'm gonna keep it, obviously. Don't need all these forces. Mox, Sapphire, Ponder. Interesting. Fetch. Black Lotus. Huh. Could be an end-step dog into a Riddler with force backup. Is that too aggressive? Or do we vibe with that? I don't think I would hardcast Riddler. I mean, we could. We absolutely could. Plays around everything except for days better. No, I think I'm gonna try playing the dog. And then Wasteland Warp Riddler. And hopefully he forces. Okay, did not force. So I'll just draw one card. And then I'll attack. And I'll blink the Riddler. I mean, if it all resolves, that'd be crazy. I can't imagine, like, everything happens. I mean, if it's not Abrupt Decay, then I'll force over it for sure. All right, has the Fluster back up. That was kind of the thing I was worried about the most. But I would have been better off just casting the Quantum Riddler as a 5-drop if the answer is Fatal Push. So I would have been better off if I had just cast the Quantum Riddler. Certainly a series of plays that could happen from there. So maybe my faults. I want to time walk and try to get to another Riddler. Yeah, I think I messed up. I think, like, based on what opponent was doing, I shouldn't have made the play I did. It's very aggressive negation. So my opponent is on one card plus the one from turn and a Lurrus, and we have a companion in exile as well, but it costs 5. Yeah, I think I made a mistake. I think, like, I should be playing around Abrupt Decay and Fatal Push with my line, and playing the dog was too much. I know I didn't have a white source at the time, though, so it was kind of tough. Didn't buy Lurrus this turn. God, I can't cast that if he has a Bowmaster here, so... Oh, they didn't reveal Lurrus. You're right. I don't know why they didn't reveal Lurrus, but they did not reveal Lurrus. All right, I don't think there's a Bowmaster. I'm just going to cast this Brainstorm. Oh, I'm dead. Cool. Cool. Let me go like this and probe my opponent. And then if they play a creature, I can pitch cast. Oh, there's an Atraxa. Did we board into Oath? I think we boarded into Oath. I think he's Lurrus main and he boarded into Oath. He's also like a white mana away from casting this thing. He actually is, in fact, a white mana away from casting that. Do I Wasteland? I have to assume it's just Pearl Lotus. So I think I don't Wasteland. I want to build up to 5 mana. I think Chest sided into Oath. I have to... Oh, he's just gonna Wasteland me. I will take you off Greenland, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I am a creature deck, so you can theoretically go Oath without Orchards, yeah. I must be very careful with, like, what I choose to play, though I am currently not playing anything. Made some mistakes in this game. I think I'm gonna hold on to this Riddler because I have the Ephemerate. I probably should have paid life in case he Flusterstorms this. But I also kind of want to get Flusterstorm out of his hand, so... Oh, also, I couldn't pay life and Flusterstorm counter this anyways, so never mind. This works for me. I mean, I can beat an Atraxa. I have Solitudes, right? I don't want to beat an... I don't want to have to face an Atraxa trigger, but I can theoretically beat one. I have a 2 Containment Priest in the main, so boarding into Oath is a little suspect. And I do have a Witch Enchanter in the main as well. So it's not like I boarded badly for it or anything. Did not shuffle off of Ponder. Another White Orchid Phantom. By the time I finally get to do something here. Swords to Plowshares. I guess having a bunch of Swords to Plowshares is a little annoying, but... I mean, I just can't hit a land at all. We have 4 Tundras, 5 Fetches, we've got a Meticulous Archive, we've got 3 Moxen, or 2 Moxen and a Lotus, I should say. We've got a lot. We've got a lot. Green, Gaia's Blessing. God bless, man. This kid. Resolves. Absolutely is a resolver. All right, I guess I'm warping a Quantum Riddler. Wasteland. Wasteland you. And it's gone. Is he gonna... What is he doing? Oh, he's vamping. Okay. So is this vamp for Oath? Or is this vamp for Show and Tell? Strip Mine? It was vamp for Strip Mine? On my blue land? Alright, fair enough. We're playing the long game. Oh, who knew I could draw a land right after? It's crazy. Who could have thought? I probably should have just slammed Orchid Phantom. I was thinking I wanted to get a Meticulous Archive, though. Snapcaster Mage. I don't think so. Okay. So I'm like a little worried that if I blink my Riddler, I'm gonna get freaking Oath of Druids. Is that something I should be concerned about, or do we just not care? I kind of don't want to keep... I kind of don't want to blink it. But maybe I just should. I get to draw a bunch of cards. All right, I'll try. I'll see what they... I mean, I think I might just get Flusterstormed, but if he wants there to be an Oath... No, I think he wants there to be an Oath trigger. Oh, no! Containment Priest! Oh, no! Containment Priest! That's true. Could always Swords it. I have 7 cards in hand. I got 3, not 3 of a kind. I got more than a full house. What is this called? 3 pair? This is called Not a Thing. Oath. All right, we were ready for that. All right, so first things first, we are going to rebound on this. Now I have force, and I just need a blue card. Great. All right. I'm going to cast Containment Priest. Well, how am I ever supposed to have force backup, man? What am I supposed to pitch to hand size here? Solitude, I guess. Fatal Push. I don't have a blue card. Fantastic. All right. How many attractions did Chess put in his deck? Jeez. Sword Jiratraxa. Counter my swords. I don't think I'm going to cast another one right now. There's an Atraxa in his hand still. Imperial Seal. Fuck, this Wasteland's so good here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to kill them all. Maybe I should have pitched not the Solitude. Maybe I should have pitched a White Plume, a White Orchid Phantom. I didn't realize that my triple swords Solitude would be bad. Wasteland, Imperial Seal were the cards chosen. There's no Gaia's Blessing left, though, and there's an Atraxa on the bottom of his deck. I can still draw a blue card for my force. All right. I guess there's no longer an Atraxa on the bottom of his deck. Yeah, I have regrets on pitching that Solitude for sure. Though I'd have to draw another white card for it to matter, I guess. All right, I'm surprised he didn't strip my planes. All right, blue card draw maybe. Another land. All right. I am going to cast Swords to Plowshares on your Atraxa. And then I'm going to attack. If he flips over, then he loses the seal. Unless he put another Atraxa on top of his library is the first card. Okay, he didn't. So what did he put on top? A Demonic Tutor? He sealed a Demonic Tutor? Is that what happened? He's got 14 cards left in his deck. I don't exactly understand what happened there. I will Sword your Atraxa. Cruise, Force, Recall. The fact that he lost Gaia's Blessing is the only reason we can play this game. The only reason we could play this game is because he lost the Gaia's Blessing. I would have to have not ephemerated if we hadn't lost Gaia's Blessing. He chose just Force of Will. Banger. Well, we know one Atraxa's in his hand, CRK, so it's just one Atraxa to go. We know he has one Atraxa in hand. Lost Lotus here, so he can't cast his Atraxa unless he has a Show and Tell in his deck, and we haven't seen a Show and Tell in his deck. So I think we won. I think we won. Well, he has Force backup now, so we have to draw a blue card. GG's, I have both Atraxas in hand. Oh, Chess. He just boarded into Oath when my deck has 2 main deck Containment Priests. So, not the best showing. I should definitely not have pitched that second Solitude to, what was he in this? He was 3-2? Fucking classic Chess. He was 3-2 with Lurrus Frog board into Oath. Oh, chess. Chess, you know I have main deck Containment Priest, right? Too funny. Too funny. All right, so I don't know. This deck seems like it works. I do think you have a problem versus Lurrus PO and Lurrus Breach, and they're not like super well played on Magic Online right now, but they are growing in popularity. I think this deck is pretty well constructed. I think the mana base still gives me headaches, even though I added an extra Tundra. It might just be that you can't play White Orchid Phantom. Like maybe this white is too bad, but I feel like it's the best card at that slot, and I really liked it the last time I played it. It was not like super good today, though. I must say this was not super good today. So I don't know what that means. I do think the Containment Priest looked good. And I think the Spellseekers look worse than last time, but not 100% sure why. But I like this deck. I think this deck beats Mono White. I think this deck beats Dredge. I think this deck can beat Frog. I think it was a little unlucky to lose to Frog. And then I do think you're bad against Lurrus PO and Lurrus Breach, but I think that's just kind of by design. So I do think the 4 Stony Silence looked good. I don't know about these other cards. We didn't really play against like the Workshop. Oh, we crushed Jewel, right? We crushed Jewel. This deck should be very good against Jewel. Rest in Peace is not a very good Magic card. Just leyline them. I don't think there's anything that we can do to make Lurrus PO favorable because they just are a better draw engine than us. Their cards are better than us. They're kind of like the same deck except without all the clunky nonsense. I would never play a Narset here because you have way too many creatures. It's a terrible Narset deck. You're going to miss too much. I had to pitch a card to hand size because I drew no lands for the whole game. I could have pitched Force, but I wanted to keep Force. I should have just pitched a White Orchid Phantom, I think. Hull Breacher is not good against PO and Breach. Like, that's not a good card. Like, that's the problem. People are attacking the Lurrus combo decks in the wrong way because they're not actually Lurrus combo decks. They're Lurrus control decks with combo finishes. Jeskai PO, Lurrus PO is a Jeskai control deck with a combo finish. Gifts Ungiven Mana Drain Breach is not actually a Breach deck. It's a mono blue Mana Drain control deck with a combo finish. And the reason that these decks, I think, are doing so well is because people do not understand that that's how those decks are operating. Like, we watched so many of Sean's opponents today just completely misevaluate what they're supposed to be doing in the matchup. So I mean, I have Stony Silence and I have Wasteland. I just don't and Stony Silence is a lot better than Null Rod. I just don't think that's going to beat Lurrus PO like any percentage of the time. So I think it's just unfortunately a losing matchup, and no matter what you choose to do, maybe you could find some way to get if I had 4 Ponders instead of 4 Solitudes, maybe I can grind out a little bit better, but I'm not going to do that because that's going to make me lose my edge, and my edge is against Mono White Initiative and that kind of thing. Thalia? Thalia is not a very playable card. No. Not that my deck wants to play a Thalia anyways. So I will say that the Spellseekers were not as good as they were last time for us. And the Consigns were kind of medium as well. I do think the Swords Ephemerate split we ended up on was good. And I liked the Containment Priest. I like the White Orchid Phantom whenever I cast it. Whenever I was able to cast White Orchid Phantom, it was great. I just don't know how often you can cast this white card. I'm playing a blue-white deck, and I had mana problems, which is just par for the course. I don't think you're allowed to drop Wasteland either. You could theoretically, I think the Legacy deck doesn't play any Wastelands, but this is vintage. I need to be doing something, and I think I just have to be Wastelanding. So, Deafening Silence, Deafening Silence would certainly help. I just think the one card they cast every turn is going to be better than the one card I cast every turn, right? If they cast Stock Up or Flame of Anora, it's just better. We witnessed that. Those cards are just better than casting any card in my deck, so. But yeah, I mean, we could try if we felt like that was a problem, but also Breach and PO metagame shares don't really dictate that you should do that, so. I do think our deck worked out. We went 4-2, right? It wasn't a bad day. You usually beat Breach and PO by doing something stronger. Like, the way you beat Breach and PO is by playing, like, a Jewel into it. Our breakers are not good. No, I don't think we have any shot. We might not even top 16 or whatever, so... We're done for the day. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed. The more Riddler content, more vintage content is coming out on the YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see you then.